afternoon, Legonauts. How are you doing this fine Wednesday afternoon? I could just gotta adjust some stuff here. All right. Nice to see you, Johnny. And come on, get in the holiday spirit. Even though you're not old enough to play Santa, you can still. You're everybody's old enough to act like Santa. So, um, yeah. So it's been a very stressful day. Um, Really, it's been a stressful week. I have had literally, I think, 2 hours of sleep in the past 3 days. Uh, oh, I know you do. That's why you need ho 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 instead of saying yo yo yo. But I was trying to make a pirate pun and it didn't work out. Anyway, um, yeah, it's been a stressful, especially today. I won a couple bids on Mac bid and went there tonight right before I literally made it there before they closed over at Robinson, and their system was completely down. And it sounded like they were getting ready to kick everybody out because of that. I guess there was a system update or something that happened earlier, and it caused the entire system to go down. Which there was a long line. Yeah, and that was majority of what was going on. I mean, it's compounded stress, and I was just like, well, because they don't want to pay their employees overtime, and just from listening to the employees, they didn't want to pay them the overtime, and then they were saying. And then I was just like, well, either way, you're going to have to compensate because you get a whole line of people that are here to pick up their stuff, and today's the legitimate last day to pick up their stuff. And I said, and I was thinking, so they're going to have to compensate somewhere. Either you pay the employees and let us get through with this, or you compensate your customers. So, but it turned out they asked for a couple people that could stay. They stayed, and then ended up getting through and getting the line done. Uh, yeah, and the biggest issue, and I think that was just the minority of the issue. The biggest issue with Mac Bids is that they didn't have a backup plan. Like the manager that was there was running around with his head cut off because he had no backup plan. If a system goes down, you should always be able to have a backup plan to keep the lines moving. And from what I saw, there was no backup plan. Like they literally waited to 6 o'clock to tell everybody, hey, with the system being down, this is what we're going to have to do. And it just stunned me. And trust me, I wish I could have got there earlier in the day, but I was waiting for Mrs. Vab to get done with work, and then there was just I had the day planned out till after she got home. So yeah, that's my rant. Um, I am going to be doing a couple changes on here. I'm going to be switching. Excuse me. I'm going to be switching. I'm going to be trying out another broadcasting thing called Prism Live Studio. Uh, I have it set up. I'll be testing it with Discord tomorrow for the Christmas charity stream that I'll be on with Johnny Builds. Ben Brooks Designs is hosting. I believe that'll be starting what 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock p.m. I got to look it up. Um, be Oh, we're sticking to the original time because I thought Ben was talking about doing an hour early, and if we ran over, I don't know. I haven't. I wasn't able to check my Instagram messages yet. Okay, so there you go. 9 p.m. tomorrow. Charity donation or charity stream. I guess we're going to be going until we hopefully reach the goal. Uh, yeah. Johnny and Ben both have uh giveaways going on. I think I'm going to pitch in, but I won't be doing Legos. I think what I'm going to be doing, and if it's okay with Ben, I'm going to be giving away my instructions. Pretty much a bulk of my instructions. Um, so we'll see what happens, and then I'm trying to think if there's anything. There won't be any streams tomorrow, Friday. However, I am going to do a stream Sunday. Um, Probably Sunday afternoon. Do a holiday special stream. Uh, Not sure if we're gonna, and I think that's gonna be my test for the new broadcasting software. Will be Sunday afternoon if it works out really well tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. And then Monday, of course, is Christmas. So yeah. So all right, enough of me blabbing. We're gonna get on with why everybody's here. And I believe 2 weeks ago, yes, and I was sick last week, so there wasn't a stream. But I think 2 weeks ago, um, if I remember, oh no, if I can just remember my control, there we go. Yeah, a little bit different. I worked on it a little bit. I got some things done with this, and I finally managed to get the hoses on here. Yeah, once you start working with the little start working on the finer details, everything starts to coming together. So, and I think what I did is these need to be changed over. Uh, that needs to be released. So all my models are concurrent with each other. I think I did that because these are the fuel lines that come down off the side. So, and it all fits in there nice and neat. I'm actually digging this quite well. Um, I might be a stud off here. So I might end up draw this whole thing. Again, this is my first iteration of this. There are some things that I would like to change around. I was thinking about it last night. I kind of want to flip this whole. I want to cut this in half the way it is, but I want to flip it and put a smooth side down. The other thing that I would like to try to do is figure out how to do the heat shielding in between, um, which I think we're going to work on a little bit tonight to get the idea, at least show you the get my idea. Um, and I need to, so there's a lot to figure out still. Um, and then the other thing that I want to do, and this is just a placeholder right here, um, is to maybe get the structure built on this, but it won't be the same. Hide that for a minute. It won't be the same as. Let me see. It would be the same as in here, but we're not going to have the cross bracing because this essentially needs to be hollow through here. So because this is the payload area, and I believe I'll have to check my reference photos. You got the Orion capsule actually encapsulated up here, and then I think you got the European space module that's connected into here as well. And then this is the diagonals are legit is the fairing pieces that will eventually break off. And what was supposed to be in here was the human landing system, but because NASA outsourced it to the commercial sector to help with the cost and everything of building and designing it. Um, SpaceX, as you know, has got the Starship human landing system. Blue Origin has their monstrosity of a human landing system, and then the one that I think would have made the right choice is uh, it's called the Alpaca, and I can't remember the name offhand. Give me a second. And Dynetics. It was the Dynetics human landing system, and it was called the Alpaca, which is small enough. I believe it's small enough to fit into this. Now, after I get everything done, integrated, um, the boosters done, I get the boosters integrated, connection ports and everything integrated in here. What I would like to try to do um, is see if, because on my 1 to 110 scale, I did create my own sort of human landing system that was more based off of SpaceX's Dragon XL capsule. Uh, and it was a round tube, but it had feet on it, and it actually fit. It fits in here rather nicely. So we'll see when that time comes because I still got to get the dimensions. I still got to get all this worked in here, and I got to see if I got the space. That might be something that, and that's going to be the only fictional uh part about it is my personal human landing design system, uh human landing system that I designed. So we'll see. We'll go from there. Uh Yeah, and that's what it is. It's all but nothing but figuring it out. And we're gonna show all. So yeah, that's where we're at. And then we're gonna hop over here. I already created a new save file with everything on there. Um, because I always do my work, sections of my work in a I try to at least okay, 0. There we go. I try to do all my sections of work in a new save file. Like originally I started in here, but in here in this file created what I wanted to create, and I finally got up to the point where that is. And now this is also to keep the memory um or the resources that studio seems that it likes to pull. Um so it keeps the memory from going wild, and use the system studio actually uses the system resources. So hey Kodiak, how you doing tonight? So but yeah, so we're gonna do this. I think what I'm gonna do is pull this off. We're gonna finish up working on. Ooh, 14-hour shift. Wow, that's rough. Didn't you guys just get a big snowstorm out your way? I know your job isn't the friendliest on travel. All right, so we're gonna release this. Okay, I guess the roadways and that were pretty good. So we're also gonna release this. Ah, yeah. I'm kind of like the opposite. I start when winter comes. I start watching the weather more. Um, because I know at least in our area, the way the weather can impact us significantly, especially with the snow. Um, because we could easily have 2 feet to 3 feet of snow overnight, and you never know what your next day is going to be. And yeah, is Pittsburgh area is with weather. Yeah, too many hills. Yeah, drought. I completely agree. Droughts are not fun, especially out west when. So, all right. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I think so. Did I think I released that. Yeah. What I want to do is I want to grab, copy that, and we're going to paste. Yeah, getting out east. Rhode Island. Yeah. Honestly, I've never been to Manhattan uh, or Rhode. I've lived. Let's put it this way: I've lived in Pennsylvania for most of my life, and the closest I got to Manhattan, I believe, was just on vacation to the Catskills. Believe that was the Catskill Mountain Range. The Finger Lakes. Yeah. And then when I was in the military, I lived in Delaware. Was it Delaware? I'm forgetting my states. Go and check the U.S. map. Oh, New Jersey. That's where I was. I lived in New Jersey for about 6 months as we trained to go overseas to Iraq. So, I mean, yeah, where I was, I think I was 2 hours away from Long Island. So, yeah, it was interesting. We never had a chance to go off base, though. Training took priority. So I don't know if you want to even count that time. So, uh, let's see. Went on vacation out to Washington State, Arizona, and that's about it. That's the furthest west I've been. Yeah, I've seen the Pacific Ocean. So, but I have never been to hardly any of the central states, and that's something I do want to go do. I want to go down to Texas. I would love to go out there. Uh, yes and no. I it does get annoying when people thank you all the time. Um, and but I've come to accept the reality that if I mention it, people are going to thank me. So yeah, I don't mind in that way. If you would have asked me that 10 years ago, yeah, I probably would have said I don't like being thanked because in the military, you kind of get this mindset that you need to thank the people that came before you. So I'd rather people thank and but like I said, this that was me 10 years ago. I probably would have said that. So eh, it doesn't bother me. I just say thank you, and when people say thank you, I say thank you back. All right, I want to release this. So cut. So, see, there was barely anything in there. So what I think I want to do, and I have one plate I believe I can work with. And that's where I need to make sure that is what I have. Because everything is flush to the top here. And the way I'm going to check it, and I have less than one plate. So, okay. So now that I know that, I need to keep this within the 2 bricks and 2 plates. So, but I get what you're saying, Kodiak, and I'm just gonna say thank you for thanking me. All right. And then I think what I wanted to do, what I was thinking of was doing a brick round. Or was that under? No, no, that's not it. Thought it was a brick round. Uh, Interesting. So I might not be able to do what I was thinking of. It was, but just like any other job, you have your fulfilling moments, and then you have your moments that you really just, yeah. I mean, I would say that I'm with them on that. It depends on what they saw overseas, what they did. Like I was military police when I was overseas, or when I was in the military. I was with the Army National Guard, but I was active duty pretty much the entire term. Uh, yeah, every job has its Mondays, but I mean, you have your ups and downs, your highs and lows. Me, I went to Afghanistan and Iraq, and I lived in Germany for a year and a half. Seen her, I was part of the Hurricane Katrina relief efforts. Uh, and I mean, when I was overseas, when I was in Afghanistan, luckily I didn't really see too much, but I was also dealing with stuff that I can't really go into. I'm still under my security clearance. Can't really talk about it. Afghanistan, or when I was in Iraq, we got hit with IEDs. Um, Iraq was more of a hot zone for war with the war, and yeah, Afghanistan when I was there really wasn't too. It was still a hotbed, but I was mainly stuck on base. So, and I know it was a hot zone because when you have to get up at 4 a.m. almost every morning just to go line up to watch your fallen comrades get on a plane to go home in a casket, it takes it out of you. So anyway, uh, National Guard. Yeah, I wasn't active duty. Considered full time active, but I was activated National Guard pretty much full time my entire 6 years I was in. So I might as well have been considered active duty. All right, We're gonna do a brick round. You know what? Hmm, what I think I would like to do. We're gonna try to do this a little differently. We're gonna do a plate round. A plate round. So yeah, I mean, I can go on and on about certain things that happened, what I've seen, um, but it's going to be vague details. Like I said, I had a security clearance, and I still got another 10 years. Yeah, something like that. I still got another decade before I really can say anything because a lot of stuff was classified. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, and yes, and I know it's an oxymoron that it's vague details, but honestly, I really don't feel like going to jail for treason just because I spilled something off of a classified document. So, or if I accidentally said something that I saw that I remember. So, anyway, uh, what am I looking for? I am looking for. Thought they had an 8 round. Hmm. Point corner. I don't think that's it. No, that's not it. Mm-hmm. We got the halves. Okay, well, I think. Would it be under plate modified? Uh, there's that one. It's not what I'm looking for, though. Oh, boy. I'm trying to figure out. No, round. See, I thought they had kind of like how they have a one by, but I thought they had um, a one by curve to fit the top of this. Like it's just a one by piece, a quarter. Oh. Yeah, and it is, but and that's the one thing I do miss about the military is the camaraderie. The um, I mean, you had to treat your team like family. You got to know that you're going to have each other's back no matter what. And if that fails, then it's not you're not going to be looking too good. I am looking for. I got to go to the Bricklink real quick. Look for a part. Uh, yeah, because when I went to Afghanistan, we trained down in Mississippi. Um, and you'll train for about 6 months. With the National Guard, we'll train for about 6 months, and then or a week. Was it 6 months? Maybe if it was 3 months. Like it's every day you're training with the National Guard when you get activated and go overseas. They'll train you on uh, the rules of war, what they expect out of you, what to do, what not to do, all that stuff. You'll get a refresher on your your combat skills, CQBD training, um, loading, cleaning your weapons, stuff in that nature. And then they'll start training you for your specific stuff. Yeah, rules of engagement. That's what it is. Yeah, but the thing is that rules of engagement will change every war. Because when I was in Afghanistan, the rules of engagement when I was in Afghanistan were completely different from when I went to Iraq, or vice versa. I mean, either way, they were similar, but the expectations were somewhat different. Plate round. Plate round. Yeah, and with me being out, I'm trying. It's sometimes it's a little difficult for me to remember. Um. Okay, so they don't have what I was looking for. So, oh well. Yeah, I mean, I got out in 2010, so it's been 13 years, and the terminology has changed, and I have forgot some terminology. Um, I don't pretend to know everything about it. I just, I mean, I was a cop in the military. That's all I did. I had to round up our own guys when they caused trouble. All right. So my original idea wasn't gonna is not gonna work. Okay, so that's not a big deal. That's what I wanted to look into. Um, so we're gonna put that back there, and I want to move that there. We're gonna rotate this. 45. Do the same here. And do the same over here. So, all right. And so that'll give us those. And then move this over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my reference image. And hopefully it doesn't crash the computer. I doubt it will, but you never know. There we go. So, and there we go. We got the hoses coming down like so. I was trying to mimic the tan or the off white. Fortunately, I think the only I mean I can do a light nougat, which I think would look better there. But the problem is that the 8 round plate doesn't come in a light nougat, so tan is gonna have to be the close enough color. Oop. Um, we got our little yeah, and really all you got to do is drop the vest in front of them because that Kevlar ceramic plate in there, and I don't know how your unit is. I don't know if you guys are still using that it's a ceramic plate for the body vest, or if they came out with something different, a little bit lighter or whatnot. Because when I went in, because you had a plate, you had your vest, and you had your plate. And this is for the combat side. You had your plate on your front and your back. Then you had all your ammo, depending on what position you were in. Um, most of the time, I was most of the time I had a 249 saw. So I also, along with having the 50 pounds of weight, I had another 20 pounds worth of ammo on me because of all the drum, just to be able to put the drums and everything on me. And then on the back of my vest, I had a camelback, which was just a water bladder. For those who don't, if for those who want to know what a camelback is, that I had water in. Uh, so yeah, and 249 was a miserable weapon. I mean, they had different stock options on it and whatnot. So they shortened it down, they lightened it. The butt of the gun, the stock of the gun. Yeah, it depended on what size. I mean, I had a pretty large camelback, and but mine was actually meant for that vest, so it clipped on there. It wasn't really all. Um, so I didn't have like shoulder straps or anything, and I didn't have to worry about it. I could actually clip it on there to the Molly system. So yeah, and then excuse me, hydrate. Threadskins. I'm actually talking quite a bit tonight. Not getting much done. Yeah, I love that Molly system was probably the greatest thing of all time. Uh, yeah, because I mean I even had for my Kevlar helmet I had a light lamp. I actually even had a camera. Wasn't exactly a GoPro, but I had a camera hooked up to a recording device. So when I got out, just as a curiosity, but I was told I had to delete it because it had information on our routes that we weren't allowed to share. So I had to delete all my footage, and they told me I didn't get in too much trouble over it. But I said, okay, it was neat. It was a thing because the GoPro was a really big thing at that point in time. Because GoPro just came out or was in design or just came out at that time. So a lot of people were using them. Yeah. So, all right. Now, what was I doing? Okay. We're going to flip that on edge because of what I want. And what I want to try to do, I got everything, I got the look and everything down. Uh, Now I want to create this heat shield uh, that's in here. Now it's not going to be 100% exact. Um, and again, this is just a rendering photo. Between this and the actual article, it's going to change. So, and that's why, because they have built this for testing. Um, the only thing that I'm not 100% aware of is what it currently looks like, because this is for the again, this is for Artemis 3. So you're talking I believe the Artemis 3 launch is supposed to be 2025, 2026, somewhere in there. Um and I think the Artemis 2 is supposed to launch sometime in 2024. Um and Artemis 2 is supposed to just carry astronauts up into space, put them on a trajectory to the moon, have them do their orbit around the moon as they're doing they're still in the testing phase, and once the orbit around the moon is done, they'll come back and land back on Earth. Artemis 3, from my understanding, they're supposed to launch. There's going to be two launches. Well, probably more than two launches. Um, SpaceX is supposed to launch SLS, or excuse me, supposed to launch Starship, the 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 human landing system version of Starship. Now that won't have anybody on there. It's supposed to launch, and then they're going to have multiple launches after that to refuel in orbit. Then SLS will launch with the astronauts, rendezvous with um, Starship, and land on the moon. So, oh, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. That was one of the asteroid reentries. Um, the satellite reentry for the astro that went to Osiris Rex, I believe. No, maybe it was, or was that the Dart mission? Well, either way, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, the container reentry reentered, and they had contents of asteroids on it, of part of asteroids that I think they're having. If I read the article correctly, I believe they were having issues actually opening that container up for whatever reason. But I don't do satellite. Yeah. So I don't tend to follow the satellites as much as I do with just the rockets. Um, because I don't do payloads as well. Um, now, now like the big ones like the James Webb Telescope, Hubble, the bigger pieces. I was more interested in those ones because those were more visual, whereas the others type of satellites are either communications uh, or science, or more related to the science aspect that they have to go out there, collect the data, and then land the data back on Earth. So like Hubble and James Webb, they just leave. They're just up there in orbit, and they gather and collect pictures of the universe. I have KSP 1. I played that. I wouldn't say to death. Um, I played it and I enjoyed it. Uh, what I'm looking forward to is KSP 2 just had a major update, and it looks like it's stable enough now. Um, they fixed a lot of the bugs and everything with it. I think I'm gonna hopefully if I get the extra cash, I'm going to be purchasing KSP 2 here real soon, and I would love to do a stream on KSP 2. Um, just do a really long live stream on it. I mean that one, but yeah, that way you can just go in there, and I just love how you can go in there and create your own rocket designs or whatnot. Yeah, they fixed it. They just came out this last update. Um, so I was watching a Everyday Astronaut. He live streamed KSP 2. Just I think it was yesterday, last night or Monday. No, it was last night. I was watching him last night. Um, or not last night. It was yesterday at 12. I watched him off and on because I was busy yesterday. But yeah, what they did is they finally got the rocket wobble to stop. They added in the the atmosphere, and most of the science stuff is they added in. Yeah, yesterday. The update went live yesterday. So yeah, very recent. So and I watched Matt Lown. Uh he did a tutorial on it on KSP 2 with all the new updates. They didn't have the re-entry. Yeah, they I mean the atmosphere around Kerbin or any of the planets wasn't technically there. Um, because when it first released, there was no re-entry flames, or you didn't have the heat for re-entry. Now you have the heat. You have the atmospheric drag that causes the heat and the flames as you re-enter the atmosphere. So, but that wasn't a thing before. It was just there. There wasn't anything there. It looks like they also fixed the parachutes. What else? I think that was about it. Like I said, Matt Lown did a pretty good tutorial on it. Uh, and then Everyday Astronaut was playing streamed it, and he started from scratch and worked his way up. So So, but I mean, there's still some bugs that even from what I saw Matt Lown did that needed to be corrected. So yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I plan on getting it now. I waited to get it because, or waiting to get it because I was actually kind of waiting for it to get up to this point where I can actually play it and not have it crash every 2 seconds. So yeah, it's actually on sale right now. Yeah, the Kraken will always be with us. It's actually on Steam. It's on sale. I believe right now. Let me check. I don't. I have my Steam shut off. Um, I believe it was like 10% off right now. It just once they released that update yesterday, it was the same day it went on sale yesterday, and I think it's 10%. So I think it's 35.99 versus or yeah, I can't even remember how much it cost right now, but I know it's on sale. So, uh, all right, tile tile round. So we're gonna be working with a bunch of round tiles. Uh, what I want to do is something like that, but not that. Tile modified. Wanted to try to use these pieces. Yeah, I mean, it never hurts to check anything out. Uh, how did I want it? Was it this way I wanted to do? Yeah, it was this. This is what I wanted to do. And let's see. I think I wanted to do a tile, something like this. And then a tile round, and just put a tile in the center. Now let me check this out. Now if I did this, okay, I will still get the same arc regardless of what I do there. All right, so this is what I was thinking. Now, that's where I kind of need my reference photo. Open. Oh, and it was up. All right. So, looks rounded. So, at this point, we go to tile round. Just do it like this. That's what I was looking for. Now, the issue, what would be really handy right now is if I had inverted panel, rounded panel, something like this. but on a round. Let me check cylinder. Uh, yeah. It would be nice if I had this, but without the interior in there. So, because then what I could do, yeah, that. So I won't be able to get that detail in there to go around, to have that heat shielding around. But I can at least try to put this one in there. Uh, Now, I did attempt at doing this before, but the issue I was running into was, uh, let's see, do a plate round. Yeah, but honestly, I've been the games that I've been playing lately. Um, I've been playing a lot of subsistence lately. Uh, I've been on the experimental branch because he just did an overhaul. The developer there just did an overhaul on some of the key, and it's a survival game. It's one of those hardcore survival games. Um, he did an overhaul on a couple of the plants, or on fiber gathering and whatnot. Changed some things around. He added a couple things, and the gathering of the fibers. Because before you would run around and you just collect one and you got one. Now he switched it up to where um, now the graphics change. Now you have bushels of fibers, but you have to collect X amount to make to what you need to make the fiber into, and it just changed the whole dynamic of the game. And I've actually found that him doing that, making that small change, has made the game extremely, not extremely, but a lot harder on on just the regular mode. And that kind of surprise, that kind of took me for a surprise that 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 he did that. So, all right, go down here. So, what I need to figure out how to do is to connect all these. Hmm. And that is where tile round. Okay. Just checking out the price. So this is 8 cents and this is 54. So this must be the old style. 4150 is the old style. This must be the new style. So I need to. Oh, of course, it would act up. Now we're going to try to do it this way. There we go. Now I can flip it back over. I think a 3 would work. I've been playing Subsistence lately. So it's just a hard. If you haven't heard about Subsistence, it's a hardcore survival game, and the updates that are on the experimental branch right now are amazing. Yeah, they have co-op on there, so I don't know if you and your buddies would want to do it, but it is an extremely hardcore survival game. Yeah. I would say check out. I mean, it's a base building game. There's no real end to it, other than yeah, yeah. Those are the normal. I think those are the in demand ones right now. Phasmophobia is a pretty good game. I haven't personally played Phasmophobia. I've been watching a couple other content creators play it. Um, see, was it here? I'll have to look that one up. I don't know. SCP-5. Okay. Yeah. Really. Valley. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. When it comes to games, honestly, I've been on a downhill. I haven't been. I'll get into it. I'll play it for a couple weeks, and then I just kind of get bored with them, and I figure out other things that I do. So yeah. So now what I'm trying to figure out is a propeller. There was a Technic piece. Yeah, and I think didn't they just come out with a new update or Arc 2 or something like that? Yeah, and trying to find the time to do all of it, it's rough. But everybody has their own downtime. They do their own things in their own downtime. For me, it's literally doing this, just designing. I get more enjoyment just turning on Spotify or YouTube. Okay, yeah. Now I will say I played Ark. I did enjoy it, but I enjoyed it more because of the base building, not the dino taming, and that's what kind of led me to Subsistence. Because I was looking for other games at the time that were like Ark. Um, then I found then I started watching a couple game game content creators, Game Edge, Ono Koho, um, and that's it. I watched them play Subsistence, and that's where I kind of really enjoyed it, and I ended up getting the game. So, all right, maybe it's under Technic. So connector, linkage. Yeah, I'm looking for that helicopter shaft. Maybe it is under functional. Nope, that's pneumatics. So I don't think a 3x is going to work there. Actually, I know it's not going to work there. Not even going to attempt it. 5x5. Oh, there it is. Propeller blade. Yep. Problem is I don't. That's not even really the one I was looking for, but it'll work. Uh, What I could do. See if I can recreate this. Actually, what it would be easier if I just did this. No. Still gotta. Nah, that's not gonna work. And I gotta flip this back over. Oh. And yeah, so creating the submold. That's what I want, but oh, there we go. So from here, and I think what I want to do, where's a Technic axle? There we go. Do that. And this is just so I can get it centered, and then what I'll do is move this to right about there. Oh, maybe just to where it's just enough, just touching. I mean, that's the look I really am going for. But quite honestly, getting this to work, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. That's why I wanted to kind of look at the other tile, tile round. Can't really do that. Uh, Let me copy that. Because that's the other thing I got to look into is flatness. And this is where I come down and take these turnables. See, that's where I'm running into. I wish there was. Wish they had something this kind of like these, but like a 3. Hmm. And they don't. What I could do, no, thinking I could do that, but then they have no connection point there. Now the trick is to get these 4 connected. Um, where's my bar? Oh, well, that would work. Hmm. That would actually work in my favor. If I can find it. Where's that link again? Did I delete it out of here? Yeah, I deleted it out. The link? No, Axle. What do they call that? With stud. Caps lock needs to go off. Nope. There we go. All right, now what I'm looking for is something small. Hmm, that could work. Oh, I wanted to turn. Yeah, because it is complicated. But I think it would work. The only problem is that it only comes in white. Now, if I were to comes in 3 sets and they're all in white because that is a brand new part that just came out this year. Ooh, that would have been bad. Almost exit out the whole page. But that isn't necessarily a bad thing. I might need it. Yeah, I would like light bluish gray, but that would give me a connection point. Uh, hmm. So I was actually looking for. I thought they had that bar. Lightsaber hilt. Because then what I could do is this. Even though it doesn't look like it would work, I'm pretty sure that this would work. It would be a snug fit, but it would work. Hmm. And then, oh, alright. Only one way to find out. Come on, there we go. Okay, I would have to switch that around. Not what I was going for, but we'll work with it. And that's not what I'm looking for. Everything's off. Okay. Well, let's try this because I saw something. There is a square rectangle, or a square or a rectangle underneath there. So maybe plate modified. Uh, there we go. See if we can get this to work there. Collision. Apparently it works. Yeah, guess it works. So what I could do those in like that. And yeah, see how when I turn collision on, this is what it's showing. So they're saying this would be a collision, but I don't know if I 100% buy that. This is something where I would literally have to buy the pieces, all these pieces, and test out just to see if this would work. I think it would. I mean, you can tell that they're just on the edge here, just a little bit um, clipping. But I honestly, and this would be a dark bluish gray because that's what it needs to be. And these would have to be white. I think I would leave these turntables just a light bluish gray, and then on my tile, it'll go white. Create. So really, this would be a friction joint in here. So I'm going to create merge those into the submodel, and then okay. See how they're just slightly off. That's because they're done on an angle. So this isn't exactly a 4 square. It is, but it isn't. So which brings me to my next issue. That's too long. At least I believe it's too long. Only one way. I have to figure it out. Yeah. Way too long. So those would not work inside per se, but hide. Is that the only 3? Technic axle stood on top. Thought there was a lot longer piece. They have a stopper. 5 with stopper. Switch round. Got that dark bluish gray, and of course the longer one that I need is, well, dark tan would work. And this. Paste this. Show all. And there. When I switch that over to white. And hide this just because I'm looking to see. Okay, that would work. Because then what I could do, and sorry if you're getting vertigo off of this, it's giving me a little bit of the turnarounds. Go to brick round. Yeah, it's making my eyes go wiggly too. Trust me, I'm with you on it. That's because the orientation isn't up and down. There we go. Hide and hide. Yeah, for whatever reason, hide that. And then what I need to do is that. And then if that is tight as I'm hoping, I think this would actually work. And then we just need to try to make it level right there. With that, I think that would hold all that in there. At least I would hope so. Hide. Get rid of those. Still might switch this 4 long out for the 5 long with stopper. Just so I can get the full length. Let's see. Ooh, that might work. Okay. Hide up. Come on. Hide. Then we're going to go back down to bar. Ooh. Doesn't connect though. What about... No. So if I did it that way. Nope. Oh. Well, that wouldn't work anyway. Because it's hitting my... However... And that's the beautiful thing about concepts. I don't know how accurate this is. So what I'm thinking is we can do, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge all those into a submodel about where I want to be with it. So I'm happy. We're going to hide those and plate round. What if I did that? That might actually work better. No. Hide that. This into position. Show the submodel. Okay. Hide and then do that plate round again. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. So, show all. Hmm. Still too long. This is too long here. I thought. Interesting. So those won't work. I'll have to come up. But I think this will work. I just need to figure out how to come down, get this to come down inside. And then, yeah. Uh, that is something I'm probably going to have to mess around with off camera because there are a lot of parts that aren't even in studio and so yeah, I'll come back to it because trust me, I'm getting disoriented just looking up and doing everything with it. So I think that's where I'm going to create this into a submodel. Go to 0. Oh, rotate it to 0. Uh, Now I got to figure out how I'm going to get all this to line up. Hide. That's how I'm going to do it. Okay. Delete that. This is going to have to be put on an angle. And let's rotate it. Where is it? Okay, it's in that one. There we have it. It's close. I'm not going to complain about it until I actually build the thing and then find out that none of it works. So, yep, I'm happy with it for right now. It's going to create into submodel. I'm going to save it. And then delete that. Then I'm going to be working on this over here. All right, and there we go. So I got a limited orientation. There we go. So what I can see, oh, we're just going to hide. So I need to get those out. There we go. Question is did they ever? Yeah, we're just going to do those in light bluish gray just to make it look the same. And the structure. So, yeah, I think I'm going to end up doing that off camera. So, that'll be for next week. I'll do that for next week. What is that? Next Wednesday's the 27th. Yeah. I'll just save that for next week. Because I'm getting tired and I'm about to get off. So, all right. So, it's almost dinner time. I was only supposed to be on for an hour tonight. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was only supposed to be on for an hour tonight, and I've been on for an hour and 45 minutes. And Mrs. Vab just came over and looked at me. He's like, Yeah, I know it's late for dinner. She had to work late tonight, or she had to, she didn't work late tonight. She worked her normal time, but she was supposed to be off today. Yes, I did do the low latency this time, and I can tell you, I like it 100% better because I can actually talk with you guys at a relatively normal speech. I don't have to wait 30 seconds for you guys to respond and or for me to respond. Yes, that is one thing that I did this time, and I like it a lot better. So I think we're going to stick with the resolution the way it is and how I have it set up. But I am going to be like I said, I am going to be testing out the new broadcasting platform. Um, so far, I'm enjoying it a lot more. I could do a little bit more stuff than what I can in OBS. Connection wise, I don't. Um, if it's like OBS, but it's just under a different name. So I don't know. We'll see how it responds. Like I said, Sunday's Christmas Eve, and I do want to do a Christmas special. On what, I have no idea. I'm just thinking for right now. Because next Monday I will not be doing a stream. Christmas Day, I know we're going to be out visiting family that day. So, all right. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow night, Johnny. Again, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Um, Charity Drive over on Ben's Brick Designs channel. And that'll be that. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know time kind of flew. I enjoyed it. So, I'll talk to you tomorrow.